Narcissist! I want to talk about disempowering labels, lies, victim culture, and narcissism. Yeah! I got a comment in a previous video where I wasn't even talking about narcissism. I basically just said that for me, narcissism is easily defined as somebody who has a fake image of self, somebody who doesn't know who they are, essentially. So that's everyone. That's all the muggles. That's all those that have had a non-conscious thought. So that's 95% of society straight away. But there is this huge projection onto severe narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder. Now, first of all, I'd just like to say none of these things are real. They're all just disempowering terms that the state has given to describe the reaction to trauma, the resulting personality that shows up as a result of trauma. ADHD, for example, that's just being alive. That's just being the hunter of the tribe. You know, I've got ADHD. Like, should I take some pills so I can sit still in an office and do as I'm told, or should I be alive? Should I lead the way? You know, all the hunters in the tribe would have been classed as ADHD now. So all of these labels are completely disempowering. I was even listening to an amazing podcast about schizophrenia the other day, and how, you know, it's attachments, it's parasitical actually. It's nothing to do with voices in your head. It's it's deep, it's really deep, but none of these labels exist. They're all nonsense. But anyway, I want to focus on why people focus on narcissism so much. Partly because there are so many narcissists, but it's also because they're so addicted to being victims. People love to be a victim. They love to blame the other. So you have the two ends of the scale. You have people pleaser and narcissist, and it's the exact same distortion, just showing up as other ways. People pleasing is just as manipulative. You're trying to control people by being a pussy. You know, if I'm nice, if I'm just nice to everyone, if I just, you know, say yes all the time, then you're trying to manipulate them. It's still manipulation. I don't know if you can see that, but you get this intense. Oh yeah, so the comment was, I can't believe something like, I can't believe how you've just made out that narcissism is nothing. Have you ever been a victim of a narcissist? So basically, this person has obviously been in a relationship with somebody they judge to be a narcissist. They're probably a narcissist themselves, hence the projection. Even if they're not, even if they're coming from the people-pleasing side, the weakness side, it's still the same level of distortion. So if you're a level 9 manipulative people-pleaser who will try to guilt-trip people into helping you, into liking you, into loving you because you're such a pussy and you need their help, then you're going to get a level 9 narcissist. This is how co-addiction works. So let's just say this person is on the people-pleasing side and they're attracted to a narcissist and they got hurt. What they're doing now is just blaming the other. They're taking no responsibility for themselves. They're taking no responsibility for the wounding that they have, the trauma that they have, that acts like a magnet for attracting the other. Have you ever heard opposites attract? Well, this is why. Your wounding will attract somebody from the opposite end of the scale that will give you the lesson you need, that will reflect that wounding to you, that will reflect whatever happened to you as a child. You know, this is why we end up with partners that are very similar to our mothers and fathers, because we're calling in the same trauma, we're replicating that trauma. One, because it's all we know, because it makes us feel safe, because it's actually safer to be with what you know than to be with something new. Like, I'm currently leaning into peace and presence, and it's scary. It's, you know, it's almost easier to be in anxiety because that's what I've experienced for 30 years. So yeah, if you're one of these people who are obsessed about narcissists, my ex was a narcissist, this person did this to me, like, okay, yeah, I'm very sorry, that was really awful, oh, here's your big sympathy bouquet. But now can we get past that and can we own your part in it? Because that's all you can do. You can't fix the other. You can keep projecting onto the other and living in resentment and hatred all your life, or you can turn that finger around, that finger of judgment and pointiness, around to the self. And you can look at your part in it, because I guarantee you'll be just as distorted as that narcissist. You'll be just as traumatized as that narcissist. And that's where all this comes from, people-pleasing, narcissism, whatever side of the spectrum. It all comes from your trauma. It all comes from your lack of self-love. Everyone is just trying to get through this life. The narcissist is doing it by controlling, and the people pleaser is doing it by manipulating. You know, it's you know, all this judgment that people have of the narcissist and all this sympathy they have for the people pleaser, it's absolutely ridiculous. It just comes from a complete lack of understanding, and it comes from this victim culture that we live in, which is so perfectly represented by these people we see now that are like, I'm a black, trans, fat lesbian, and therefore seem to think that their, oh, this is great, that their point of view has some sort of weight, you know, or that we should all listen to them, or that we should let them do things that nobody else would be able to do, like join a women's sports team with a cock, or go in the women's changing rooms with a cock, you know, or we're moving towards having relationships with children. That's where all this is going, because we're just empowering the victim. So stop being a victim. Yes, trauma happens. Yes, it's shit. Yes, it's painful. You can wallow in that for as long as you need to. No judgment, no problem. But at some point, hopefully, you'll be ready to take responsibility. This is the key. Taking responsibility is so key to healing. Until you're ready to take responsibility, if you're just going to stay in projection, judgment, hatred, which all comes from the hatred of self, it's all you've ever known. It's very understandable. Wow, this is really amazing. Then you're never going to get anywhere. And guess what? Guess what your next relationship's going to be? Oh, with a narcissist. Because the lessons you don't learn today will keep coming tomorrow. You know, this is why we have to lean into what we're shown. This is why we have to do the work. Because eventually, hopefully, certainly what happened for me, is you get fed up of the same lesson over and over again. And you start to realise that the only thing you can do is for self-work, for self-transformation, taking responsibility, rather than just staying in projection. So this could be quite triggering for a few of you, but I seem to be getting more ruthless on my YouTubes. There's definitely less of a like, oh, I need to keep subscribers and me. Like, no, I'm just going to speak the truth, and I'm going to really help people with that. And if you're not ready for that help, then fine, off your chuts. But if you are, make sure you like the video, share it with somebody who's a people-pleasing pussy, and like, subscribe, all of that sort of thing. Leave me a comment, and I might make some more videos for you.